Alright, what's up, like Trade Academy? What's up, everyone? Hope everyone is doing well. So, continuing our first analysis on pound USD, the pound actually touched this level and then broke down this the immediate support and then came down to the next support. So, basically we can get delete this channel, price channel, and this is quickly broken. Well, it has already touched this point again as well. You know, they call it kind of the last kiss. But then again, the price saw quite good support at this level. So, moving forward, basically there are so many concepts actually that we can and we will talk about. One of them is concept of time. The way I use it actually, there are many ways of time projection as well as price projection. We'll get into those, but quite a simple one. Following up one concept that actually we talked last time regarding the number 108. And well, regarding that one, then want to show you something. Hope it's quite interesting as well for you. Well, the way I use it is basically, okay, we have a peak, we have a high here, the highest high that we see in this, most recent trend of the market, basically. So, I'm using M15, basically, time frame, but then again, it's like, sure, squeezed to the max. So this way actually we can see the maximum movements of the market actually, and this is a very great scene that we can consider. It's very great, but then prices not really getting into the higher boundary of none yet. Price is not getting to the higher boundary of expanding triangle actually that we have here. You can draw it like different ways as well. Different angles, different ways. But we see that actually price is not really getting into the top of the triangle and then again falling, each time falling to the lower one. So we can kind of conclude that moving up towards the price is not really in favor of the market, has not been totally. Instead, each time it's been touching the lower boundary of the triangle. So like we have probably the first time, second time, during this period, third time. We are looking into. I'm expecting the fourth time that the price sees this the lower boundary of of this triangle, well, it can be drawn probably more precisely, from the starting point, and it seems that it's kind of correct, but then we have 2 times that the market has exceeded that triangle a little bit. Probably, well, maybe sometimes we can count this one also once, but the price has seen the lower boundary of the triangle, starting from here actually. So we can count, probably count 1, 2, third time and fourth time. Maybe, might be. Or another way is basically just counting actually, but by the time the price move forward, that was the first time. The second time, we also got 1, 2, 3, 4 as well. Third time, and in each one of these actually there's like an expanding triangle. This is also an expanding triangle. You can see definitely triangle has been expanding, and well, this time basically it's been exceeding the lower boundary of the triangle as well. Like, price has fallen quite sharply, and well, this was the trade actually that my friend took. Well, that's quite the beginning. Well, things hopefully will get much better. Anyway, I'll make a separate educational video actually regarding the patterns that I believe exist in the market, and those are the key patterns. Further educational videos regarding numbers, regarding vortex of numbers, regarding ellipses, regarding price time vectors. Don't want to brag, but then the idea of this channel has been quite there, sitting quite there for quite some time, and I've taken the path many times the hard way, but you don't have to. So that's the whole purpose actually of this channel, to be summarizing and squeezing all the information and then getting out the juice and giving it to basically whoever wants to use it. So hope you enjoy and then make some money out of it. Yeah, why not? Alright. So we have here actually a 1, 1, 2, 3 time actually that basically 1, 2, 3 as well. This one is quite a nice expanding period in time, like starting from here again, one time up, down, one time up, second time down, second time up, third time down, probably the third time up, and then again we're looking for the fourth time. Most probably that is gonna happen. I have seen 5 as well, honestly. Like 5 times going into extreme directions basically, but then that happens very rarely. Before when 4 happens actually, market most of the time comes back, tests the other boundary, and then probably breaks the other boundary, goes further, comes down, and then by the time it comes down and comes into the triangle and goes again to the direction of that the fourth time it's been going, then it keeps going down, and then only keeps going down. Yep. So those were the dynamics that I've seen mostly at play, and these rules and these laws actually are mainly general. Okay, so other than those separate educational videos regarding, like, each topic that actually is not being taught out there, honestly, let's get into numbers. All right, straightforward. In the previous video, we talked about one of the numbers that was 108, and that number has been playing in nature in you dig it actually. I want you to mention in the comments where that number 108 and the ratio, where it gets you actually. Alright, so the way I count candles and then basically, analyze time, so I count them. One of the ways is basically, alright, we have a peak here, as mentioned, as everyone can see. The market has been rallying downwards. Fair enough. Alright, from which part of this structure? Well, I don't really trade candlestick, I trade the holistic picture of the candlesticks, of what candlesticks like actually paint on the screens for us. Market structure, and I guess that's the best way actually to trade them, not just based on one or two candles, or like very tiny part of the chart, but then like what is the whole picture is like telling us. So when it's been trending down, starting from which candle, starting from which part of this thing, it's been really trending down. So you see we have a high here, but then here we have a higher high, slightly higher. Part of this one is 29857. The other one is 29858. Oh, seems that actually this one is slightly higher, but then it's actually telling me that downtrend, the real downtrend, started from here, not here. It's not even there. The real downtrend started from here actually. So what we have in time actually is that basically if we consider this candle actually to start the initiation of like a downtrend, then when we go back in time, this is what I wanted to show you actually, 108. 108 candles after the start of a downtrend. You'll see this number again and again. Not only 108, 1080, 10,800 maybe. In also both the number of candles and also like price distance. It's variations, it's multiples. 786. 786 is a very, very critical level and ratio, and it simply is quite close to the, quite approximate to the Fibonacci ratio. The smaller Fibonacci, which is like 0.618, and the rest of the thing. But then you can calculate yourself to see actually 0.618. Square root of 0.618 will give us quite a number quite close to 0.786. and this is believed in the some Islamic cultures to be the equivalent of Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, greatest way to mention God's name. By the time actually we look into Marco Rodin's studies as well, Vortex, we will get into those as well. So yeah, hope this actually doesn't get confused with any sort of religious belief and stuff. And let's have an open mind to it, and then hear everything that everyone has to say, and then we have the best brains. So you can see. So yep, that was 108 candles here, and then okay, from that part, where apparently actually the good downtrend started. Well, um, when we go back in time, we get to, yeah, right here, 108 as well. You see, kind of like the price was been moving up, all right, and then consolidated, and then this was the time that actually, this was the place where, moving forward through time and then moving backward, like it's kind of mirrored, but not how to say, it's not totally visible kind of mirroring. It's this angle and this angle is, they're not basically maybe 120 angles. The angle is like 120 degrees. Well, or maybe 118. So, but then to calculate the degrees, it's not really proper to use the trend line by angle. It's not proper because this thing shifts and moves, and then like you need to count the correct angle of 1 by 1, 1 by 2, and other stuff actually that like it's been practiced by Yan followers, at least if well, that needs basically our own calculations, and then other platforms. It cannot really be done in MetaTrader, other platforms. The places actually for them to be done correctly. So, yeah, what I mainly wanted to show at the moment was like 108, and 108 candles has given us like pretty good bounce off point right there. Many preach that picking the right tops and bottoms cannot be done. We have done it many times. There is a way. We believe there is a function to the market. There is a function between price and time. There's a function that will give us the exact moments and the exact prices of highs and lows. But then again, we try to be trend followers, not exactly picking the right tops and bottoms, and then like well, if those come in place, then we look for confirmation. For the time being, let's say if this was a low, this is going to be a low actually in the market, so like quite a big ellipsis can be drawn here as well. points are not random. They will fall certainly on an ellipsis actually. That basically connects the price. Time. And something we have here as well. So these two fall on the surface of the big, and you see like these points. And this, consolidation point. So we have this one, like it's around 9 pips. Oh, 10 pips. Well, hope actually one pip of tolerances. Okay, we're not gonna go call margin, but 1 pip actually against them. Hopefully. Then again, yeah, that was the main point actually that I wanted to talk about now. And one more thing. Time as well. Numbers. Thing. Starting from here, actually, counting the number of candles that has been prices have been coming down. Okay. Assuming actually this was the first one, assuming. So we have to take the from one candle before that one, and then we have here 18 candles. We can say like it's been, and then again from here, from this point, then market, continued. The curvature of the market is quite fascinating topic. Curvature of price throughout time. And well, 18 candles, and what do we have here is 36. So if actually 2 times 18 is 36, and 36 hours has given us a high. So and then again one more, from this high, count this. It's quite, I see that quite possible actually that the price moves throughout this ellipsis and then goes back max, it goes like this, comes down and then goes back, there's an ellipsis actually that has to be touched coming towards that point. And then again, that can be our high. I mean, that can be, I don't really think actually the price can exceed this level. And because it has made this move, then again, probably coming down. So like, getting to numbers again, this is 48. So alright, one more thing actually that we're going to use in our analysis is ATR, average true range, and that is probably going to be the only indicator that we ever use in in our analysis. So the period that I set for ATR, I don't use as period of 14. I normally use 144 candles, and then again 700 candles. So we just need numbers, so like we don't really need the curve, so like the number will do, this number, will serve the purpose, and they should be quite, quite in the same range of numbers actually. What is this gonna tell us? Okay, that is on average, what was the true range of the market within that time frame for like an average of 144 candles, or like 700 candles, or 700, let's say, hours, or 144 hours. What was the average of the movement from the highest high of the candles to the lowest low of the candles? So like, this is gonna be a blueprint key actually. It's gonna be a key for this currency pair. Sometimes in some hours it's going to be less, sometimes in some hours it's going to be more, but that is the average that this currency pair can move. Let's say here per hour. Alright, but we change the time frame, actually we normally go to 2 time frames higher or 2 time frames lower. That's the simplest method actually to apply the concept of fractals in our analysis. Well, basically, okay, we can get to today. Alright, the high and low of the day has like 78 to 28, 78 to 2030, that's 48 pips, almost 47.9. Alright, which actually we just saw just now. That is the high of the day, the low of the day, Monday. Movements are quite slow, but then it's understandable. But then ratios of this ATR of daily will give us quite good numbers, quite good indications. Let's say we have an average of 110 or 118, 117 before here, see, or like 109, 108. No kidding. No kidding. Well, when we calculate, let's say 108 times, let's say the Fibonacci number 0.618, it's going to give us 66.7 pips, or like almost 67 pips. The other one, 108 times 0.786, it's going to give us 84.88 pips. Right. So let's 67 and then 85, or in most of the cases it's either 84 or it's either 89. Let's have those numbers actually in mind, and then plan for the next movements actually, next moves of the market. So from the low, going up like 60. Alright, let's go back to the triangle of 1015. Small, alright, almost here. 60, 66, 67 pips. Yeah, it's over there. 28.97. And then again 85 pips, just as we just calculated. Alright. 2914. Alright. Continuing this directional movement, go to lower time frame. This could be the channel that the price is currently moving upward. And then the slope of this channel is quite sharp, so it can come down most probably, and then sets the ratios of this one, which is basically and by the time the market, because the movements is quite tiny, so like number of pips then doesn't have to be very accurate. Our eyes can tell. So I'm expecting actually the price to bounce back to this level, and then again goes up. So what I'm thinking is that actually price sees this level again, 2860 roughly, and then goes up to the first key of resistance at around 28.78, and then probably move up further to, yeah, could be 2914 at maximum, and from this level again I'm expecting a downturn, and then coming to test this level, bounce again. Maybe it doesn't reach actually to 2914. Maybe just goes to 1.29, almost this level, and then again continuation of downward trend. To see this line probably one more time. So let's make it kind of more trend line. This is going to be our indication. Well, let's stay updated actually where the price is gonna be heading to, and let's see. Alright, all the best guys. That's it for this video. We'll try to make the content better and better in the near future, elevate it in every sense, so stay tuned.